It's late January now, and we've been out looking for bargains in the new year. And we've picked up a Lowquat tree, which we've been after for quite a while at a very good price. We wanted it mainly for the foliage. They do produce fruit in the United Kingdom, but they produce them in the winter, and they can't withstand the cold, so they tend to be very small and withered. I've put a lot of grit at the bottom of the hole because they do like good drainage, and that's a problem in our garden. We like this one because it's a standard and it's evergreen and fully hardy. Eventually they get to over 20 feet tall. Now I'm a bit late with this. I'm trying to plant a Fritillaria bulb, and I should have put it in probably October, November time. And this film is over the Christmas period. And they're quite a nice plant here. So here's one I've picked up from a customer's garden. But the one thing about them is the bulbs do tend to rot in the ground, and they have this little indentation on the top. It's where the stem sort of comes from, and after they finish flowering they tend to collect water. Well, what I'm going to do is put him on a grit base, a heavy grit base, and some compost around him, and plant him on his side. Now they will eventually right themselves, but I'm hoping in the first year that this might be enough to stop water collecting in that hole and rotting them away. A lot of people dig them up over once they've flowered and store them, and I think I might do that in the second year. I'm planting him by the pond, and this area is particularly heavy with clay because it's where I dug the pond out from, and this is a bit of the subsoil, so we try to, whenever we plant anything, completely surround it with grit and compost. Yeah, you want to plant them sort of 8 inches to a foot down, really. These crown imperials, they flower in the spring, and when they finish flowering it's a good idea just to cut the flower head off. And keep an eye out for lily beetle, which they're quite prone to. As I said, I'm taking a bit of risk here on this clay soil. They really don't like a clay soil. And a lot of people grow them in containers where they can control the drainage and they're easier to lift. And if you're looking to grow them, that's more of a certainty than what I'm doing here. But I'll keep you informed of how it gets on. If you're looking for a spectacular flower over Christmas and early into the new year, you can't go wrong with an amaryllis. They're absolutely stunning. If you bought one this year and want him to flower next year, once they've finished flowering, just cut the flower head off, and eventually when they've completely finished producing any more stems that look like they might flower, then cut the stem off right to the base. Keep him indoors until the frosts have passed, and then put him outside and just treat him like a pot plant. Feed them after they've flowered, and in September make them go dormant by laying the pot on its side in a dark, cool place. Always keep the bulbs above freezing. Bring him out of dormancy in mid-November. Resume watering but not feeding. Hopefully you'll have flowers by Christmas. The recent storm to hit the UK has taken the side out of my greenhouse, and to be honest, I'm quite relieved because it was 50 to 70 mile an hour winds, and I thought I might lose a lot. Now what we're going to do is put the panels back in with this mastic stuff. I bought this when I bought the greenhouse, but it was just too difficult to put this stuff in and assemble the greenhouse. Everything was moving about and had to be adjusted. This is just ordinary window sealant, and they come the cheapest way is in these tubes, and then if you buy yourself one of these little guns, they just fit in the gun, and they as you squeeze the trigger, it pushes this little plunger into the tube and distributes the stuff. It's quite pliable, it doesn't go off very quick, so you've got plenty of time to get it in the joint of the window. But the thing is, you must have the windows, everything dry. So we've dried off where the windows come out, and then just put it down into the groove, and hopefully the window will be glued in by it. The tricky bit is always, of course, trying to get that pane back in, because when you assemble the greenhouse, you put it in one side and then bolt the other side to it. Now the other thing I've done is I bought some of this Gorilla. I'm putting that on it as well because it's not a great fit. We have another storm forecast for next week, so we'll see how it does.